We have to say this, AKAPADers. Welcome back to AKAPAD, the Film Buff Podcast. I'm the host, Peter A. DeLuca. We're about 700 episodes deep on this obsessive film journey of mine, where my intent was to bring you every single movie ever made. My intent was to bring you every single movie I had seen. But things are happening now in cinema. Things are happening in film criticism. Things are happening in overall movie news. That's cultural. That's a part of the lexicon. And they must be discussed. Today, we're getting into what happened to the Joker and why it should not happen again. Let's go.
Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
And welcome back. Guys, if you have an opportunity, we're growing on YouTube. All the YouTube analytics for these episode drops that stem from the RSS feed is significant. It's powerful. Thank you so much. It means a lot. My AKA Padders, we're in a crisis right now. We spoke about it previously. These opinion episodes of mine, they're concerning because I view them as important. And if I view them as important, it's because no one's saying these things. There's not enough voices. And we're kind of on an island, just screaming. That's the way this feels. When we trust the opinion of art, and I'm with you, I feel like it's odd even calling movies art, because to me they're products of entertainment. They're products by committee. But when we understand the mechanism of film production, and that these studios, they have a huge interest. It's not greed or like a money grab, but these studios have a huge interest for these movies to catch on, become popular, and not only sell when they're released, but become legacy movies. They sell on DVD, if there is such a at-home market. They pop on stream. They also go viral. And then they go away for a little bit, but then they come back. This is the life cycle that movie executives hope that happens to every single movie made. So we get all of these reports about Todd Phillips wrestling with Warner Brothers about this movie. And a lot of times when you make something and it's successful, the studio lets you, like, you have your own company within the studio. And you can kind of do what you want, but the studio might have contractual obligations to oversee the movie, to make sure it's done on time, to be a parent to the movie. This part of film production has produced masterpieces. Some of the greatest films of all time were made like this. We often hear if a movie has more than one writer, it's evil. A movie like Casablanca, a movie like Toy Story, a ton of writers. A lot of people wrote those two movies. But these are a lot of low-hanging fruits that we see in movie criticism. When Todd Phillips set out to continue the saga that began in Joker, he decided to end the story. He wasn't building a franchise. He wasn't setting up Lady Gaga to be Harley Quinn post Joker. He wasn't setting her up for her own movie. Now, it could have popped. That could have happened. But her performance in Joker is Oscar bait. But it's Oscar bait in the best way, which is, I will do this role. I will put everything I have into this role. I will disappear into the character in the hopes that I do it, which is perform the best that anyone else has this year. I want to be the best actress. I will play Harley Quinn. There's nothing wrong with that. There's people even spinning that. Todd Phillips decided to end the saga. This is his movie. This is his vision. This is his arc. He collaborated deeply with Joaquin Phoenix. Supposedly the ending, because people did some lip reading, I think at in France, Joaquin Phoenix looks like he's saying he wishes the movie had a different ending. The life of Arthur Fleck in Joker is a tragic life. He's not the Joker from these comics. He's not the Joker of Jack Nicholson or Cesar Romero. Hell, he's not even Mark Hamill's Joker from Batman the Animated Series. He's not. This is Arthur Fleck that called himself Joker. He called himself Joker. This is not, it's not in the Batman universe. We don't have Clayface in the Joker sphere. So what we get is, we get this rush. We get this rush of commentary that call this movie woke. They call this movie progressive. They besmudge this movie as if a progressive movie cannot be artistic or have a point. What if Todd Phillips made two movies for two separate sides of the aisle, two separate beliefs, two different ideologies? I believe the way that they tortured and beat up and dissected Arthur Fleck in Joker 2 is absolutely significant. It's important. It's important when it comes to cinema, because I view Joker 1 and Joker 2 as cinema. This is a cinematic experience. So we get these reviewers, these people who have a vested interest to smear this movie. They get views, they get rewarded, they get super chats, they get all this crap. They get it all. And they can forward the narrative and they can bash Joker. They can attack Joker. So it just keeps people away from the movie. And it creates a dog pile domino effect where people just love the dog pile on the movie and they like to take a moral high horse. As if, and I used to not believe this or think about this, and AKAPAD is a part of this podcast, a part of these episodes is, it's me exploring myself. It's me challenging myself. It's me questioning my own reality, if you will. Earlier, I addressed that I don't like to refer to film as art, but here I am. The idea that politics was always in movies, and politics are in movies now, and you shouldn't get bent out of shape about it. I used to push against that idea, because I used to say the best movies, they're so good, you don't see the politics. But I've recently been watching Apocalypse Now on repeat, the Redux, because I love 3-hour movies. But by the way, I've been watching Kevin Costner's Horizon. We'll do an episode on both of those movies too, by the way, coming up. And we watch these movies and we see the politics. And a lot of the politics are things that we forgot. So if a movie is to be political, let it be this one. Because this is a great movie. This movie deserves attention. This movie deserves Oscar nominations. In my view, Todd Phillips did it twice. A lot of the people that don't watch movies, that commentate, will say that Todd Phillips destroyed The Hangover with Hangover 2, and he can't do sequels. Hangover 2, a lot of my friends, they reference Hangover 2, and they think they're talking about Hangover 1. They get the two intertwined, mixed up. mostly with the with the Asian dude, the Chinese guy. Like they view some of his scenes from Hangover 2 and they insert them into Hangover 1. But no one, right? Like, who are these people that watch these movies? Because the real conversation is how Todd Phillips decided to wrap up the Hangover with the third one. And the third one, I've seen it one time. Not happy, not pleased, not driven to watch it again. War Dogs. I thought this movie was just a play-by-book. I thought it was very similar to the Nicolas Cage Arms movie. It is formulaic. It is this, it's that, but holy crap. It's got great art, great performances, a little bit heartfelt, a little bit gut-wrenching, and shows you a side of the world that you never anticipated, you never thought you would see. And it's just a fun, great movie to watch. It's a good movie just to have on. People don't discuss that. They don't discuss that Todd Phillips started doing schlocky comedies. He's just a gimmick-driven comedies. Stuff that you would see in the 80s. And he was the new generation that did better versions of those movies from the 80s with his earlier films. So no one discusses even the arc of Todd Phillips of really kind of going from super silly SNL comedy movies to the Oscars, to billions of dollars, to a movie that everyone was convinced was going to destroy the box office. Here's the wild thing. I really feel like if it's not a cameo-driven F-fest, where a movie just has nothing but cameos, Spider-Man, Far From Home, or No Way Home, or Never Going Home, and Deadpool, Wolverine. These ones seem to be the ones. Top Gun Maverick being the outlier. All of Hollywood, all of theater, all of attendance seems to be spiraling down. Venom is opening soon, and they're selling $50 buckets, popcorn buckets that you have to pick up early. You have to pick them up early. So you can't go to the movie theater, buy a bucket. You have to bring your own bucket for the popcorn. It's stupid. But this is how these theaters are making up the difference. They have to sell you a $50 popcorn bucket. What does that tell you about the health of all of it? Todd Phillips made a theatrical experience. He made a movie that was supposed to rip you apart a little bit. And no one's there. No one's there on this. Except us. Except the film buff. So, AKA Padders. Wait to watch this movie. Watch this movie with open mind and an open heart. Because if you don't, it's all going to go away. That's my warning. Love you guys.
Okay, that's a wrap.